What's up, guys? This is the Philosophical Doomer, aka Luclinia, and what I wanted to talk about today is like, why is it so inappropriate to tell the truth or to be honest? Like, I'm not saying if someone's overweight, what I'm saying, go up, run up in their face and tell them they're overweight or insult them or whatever like that. Even if it is a truth, I'm not saying that, but it seems like telling the truth or being honest is inappropriate. Like, I remember when I first started my automotive program, the first day of the intro, my intro teacher, he was pretty much going around the classroom and he was asking us to introduce ourselves or whatever like that. And finally, when he got to me, he told me to introduce myself, and basically state the reason why you're here. And I pretty much told him, like, I'm here to get a trade. You know what I'm saying? And I pretty much told him I was indifferent to cars, which was the truth. You know what I'm saying? I came here to get a trade, and I was indifferent to cars. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't a car guy. I really didn't care about cars or whatever like that. I just wanted to trade. I always wanted to trade. And he kind of, took offense to that. Like I was saying, and he kind of, took offense to that because, he was, so passionate about the topic, I guess. But, in comparison, with my sociology class, in my sociology class, the first day, my teacher did the same thing. We went around the room, we introduced ourselves, and I pretty much was like, she was like, what is your reason for taking the class? And I was like, it fit my schedule. You know what I'm saying? And the way she took towards that, it was like, okay, I understand, that's convenient. And the thing is, when I was in that sociology class, all the answers before me, all the people's answers that pretty much went before me, they were all in other bull crap. Like those people lied. You know what I'm saying? They were very dishonest. You had some people answering saying I love sociology, I love psychology, I love people. Yeah, people. You know what I'm saying? You had some people, get real philosophical. You know what I'm saying that, they're there for, the education or whatever like that. And they just love to learn about different topics because they're so open-minded, and you had one dude, he was real aggressive. You know what I'm saying? I'm here, because I'm a ninja that want it, and other ninjas don't want it, and I'm that ninja that want it, that's why I'm here, all this other stuff. He was really, really aggressive. And right, a lot of these people who were given these long drawn out answers, for why they were in the class, as the class went on, they didn't even show up. Some of these people, I was walking right past them, in the hallway, and I'm like, wait a minute, class is about to start, you're going in the wrong direction, you're supposed to be going in the same direction as me, right? These people who were given these long-winded, even philosophical, answers to why they were taking the class, they didn't even show up to class as the, class went on, and, right? So when I gave my answer, it fit my schedule, everybody in the classroom started busting out laughing. And, right, I know for a fact, they weren't necessarily laughing at me, but they were laughing because, they were there for the same reason. Come on, let's get real. You just didn't stumble in here, or you're not just up here taking classes, just because you like sociology. No, you took this class because it was a part of your degree path. It was a required class for you to get your right, in order for you to get your degree, right? Because nobody wants to take all these classes and listen to all these lectures and stuff like that, right? You're going through all this bull crap so you can get the degree, right? So you can get out of school, you can jump into the workforce, and you can have better opportunities, right? That's how it's supposed to work. You know what I'm saying? But and I remember one dude in the class, he was kind of this tall, he was the tallest, Asian dude I ever seen. He was this tall Chad Asian dude or whatever like that. And what he said was, after everybody, why everybody was laughing, he was like, well, at least he's honest. He was talking about me. At least he's honest. And I always wondered, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? At least he's honest. And after some time thinking about what he was saying, what that means is, well, at least he's honest. But that means is he's honest, but he's dumb, right? And the reason why he's dumb is because he was honest, right? He told the truth, right? And like he was honest, like he told the truth. And like, you want to know what happened like after I was honest and after I told the truth? And you know what I'm saying, the teacher reacted the way that she did. She was kind of like, okay, like inconvenient. The dude right next to me or whatever like that, the next day that went after me, you know, she asked him the same question, you know, introduce yourself or whatever like that, why are you here? And he pretty much like said the same thing I was saying, because it was because the class was required. And I'm not saying that everybody after me were started to be more honest for why they were there, but it was, you know what I'm saying, it was a lot more people after me, you know what I'm saying, that were honest, more honest about why they were there or whatever like that. And I'm not necessarily saying that I was some type of like leader or role model, or right, I stood up and I showed them that, you know, telling the truth, you know, like being truthful or whatever like that. I'm not saying any of that bull crap, because you know what I'm saying, I didn't set an example for anything. I didn't set an example for shit. You know what I'm saying? The only reason why they started telling the truth, you know what I'm saying, or started being more truthful about the reason about the reason they were there, right, is because the teacher's reaction. You know what I'm saying? To my response, right? Because if the teacher would have reacted in a negative way, you know what I'm saying, when I told her, hey, listen, I'm only here because it fits my schedule. If the teacher would have acted in a negative way or whatever like that, and she would have started like dogging me out, right, and coming at me the wrong way, they wouldn't have done that, right? And I say all this to say that, you know what I'm saying, the people in position of power or in authoritative positions, right, they can determine or at least influence, you know what I'm saying, you know, people telling the truth or not, right? And I think that's like I'm not gonna say I don't think that's not right, but I think that's dangerous to some extent, because I think that's dangerous to some extent, right? Because you should be able to, you know, express your opinion, or you know what I'm saying, express your honest opinion or what you actually think without being ridiculed, made fun of, or a teacher coming at you a certain way. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, and they'll do stuff like this, but at the same time, they want you to be straightforward. They want you to be, you know, they want you to be truthful. You know what I'm saying? They want you to keep it real with them, keep it 100 with them. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when you keep it 100 with them, and I'm not talking about, you know, keep it 100 like disrespecting them or like insulting them, but just like, you know, giving your real opinion, like, you know, like if you're indifferent to something, you're indifferent to something. Or if you don't like something, you don't like something. Like, people get offended over the most stupidest things. You know what I'm saying? That right, and I think people like that, they're insecure people. I think my introduction teacher to automotive, like I think he's a very insecure person, you know what I'm saying, for taking offense to me being indifferent to cars. I mean, I like cars now, right? Of course I like cars now. If I didn't like cars, I would have, you know, been out of the program. You know, I wouldn't even have finished the first semester. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you stay, you know, the whole course, right, and you only got like one class left, you like cars. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's not my point. My point is that, you know, you shouldn't get offended or not like somebody for something as little and as petty, you know what I'm saying, as like something like that. Like the truth, you know what I'm saying, and being honest about who you are, what you think shouldn't be inappropriate. And I think that's one of the reasons why people live, you know, double. I mean, you know, of course, if you know, if you have like within reason, you know what I'm saying, like your opinions, and you know what I'm saying, what you honestly think, if it's not causing harm to anybody else, you know what I'm saying, if it's within reason, you know what I'm saying, you should be able to express that. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be able to hide that because an authoritative figure feels some type of way and they're going to treat you a certain way, you know what I'm saying, or have a certain disposition towards you based off that. You know what I'm saying? You should be free to, well, you are free to express your opinions. You know what I'm saying? But you shouldn't, like, a person shouldn't change their whole entire disposition towards you or how they treat you because of that. You know, I just think that it's, you know, one big contradiction, you know what I'm saying, because, you know, people tell us the truth, and people tell, like I said before, you know, people tell us, you know, to be honest, to be straightforward, but when we are, it's inappropriate, you know what I'm saying, and not to mention that, you know what I'm saying, like, mostly every society, well, not even mostly, but, like, all societies are built on a lie, you know what I'm saying, like, in my, political science class, we were learning about, you know, Plato's the noble lie. Plato's noble lie, and Plato was pretty much saying that each and every country. You know what I'm saying? Even now, even back in the ancient world, all the way up to now, even up to now, that all countries are pretty much built on a lie. The founding of each country is pretty much built on a lie. Like America is built on a lie. Like they say that America was founded on liberty, justice, and freedom for all. You know what I'm saying? And we already know what America was founded on: colonialization, slavery. You know what I'm saying? And genocide. Right? That's what America really was founded on. And people say that the truth is powerful, but I think a lie is more useful, right? A lie is more useful than the truth, and that's why a lie is more resourceful. You know what I'm saying? It's more because you can stretch a lie out. You can put the lie on top of the truth. You could take some of the truth and you can mix it with a lie. You know what I'm saying? A lie is more resourceful, is more useful. You know what I'm saying? Than the truth. Right? And in my opinion, I think a lie is stronger because, you know what I'm saying? It seems like everything is built on a lie. Everything is pretty much built on a lie. And when you speak truth, you know what I'm saying, or you even hint at truth, you know what I'm saying, you're looked at as an idiot. You're looked at, as a dummy. People want to shun you. People want to shut you up. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't care about the truth. And I don't necessarily think that the truth has the truth has value, but when you really look at the real world, and when you look at society, it really it has power, but people don't care for it. You know what I'm saying? And you can actually flip flop them. You know what I'm saying? You can actually confuse the truth with the lie. You know what I'm saying? And you can have a whole bunch of people in society or a whole bunch of people around you, believing that vice versa, that the lie is the truth and the truth, you know what I'm saying, is the lie. So I want to end this video by saying the truth is the frame of the world, but the lies are what fills it.